wait a couple of days. Alright, it's been a couple days. Let's take a look here. All in all, that cylinder isn't all that bad. I mean, there's a big rust chunk right here. Oh, the camera will see that. Piston is a bit pitted. The walls look okay. Like there's hardly any lip here. Oh, there's a bit of a lip there. And this one's not bad. This one here, the piston's actually in really good shape. That's like usable so far. But this one, oh, that's what a valve dropped. You can see the piston's cracked right there. This piston is no good. That's also where that mouse house was. Rodents, whatnot. This cylinder looks toast. Very similar to the 440 I got in over there in the corner right now. But yeah, so that one's toast. This one here is in pretty good shape, like the top of the piston. It's got a little bit of rust ring, so we're going to fix that. I got a little solution in that. These two here, the solution was actually fairly decent. So, you know, it's right there. I'm going to reuse it. The other one, as you can see in the pictures there, it was really, really ugly. So I'm probably going to hit that one up again with some new solution. And the old stuff I took out of that one, I threw into this just to get rid of it because that stuff is nasty. This stuff here, like I said, is reusable. So I'm going to probably use that on the other side. Or I'll use that in the same hole here. And add a little more vinegar, make it a little more potent. These two here, I'm probably just going to clean them up a little bit more. Just so when I'm ready to bang the pistons out of it, she'll have no problem sliding out. Yeah, like I said, there's a nice buildup of rust right there. So I'll probably hit that up with the drill and clean that up and clean all this up here a little bit. All in all, this here, you know, that's just one side. So that's 2 days of 50-50 solution. That's what that looks like. Now you could leave it in there a hell of a lot longer if you wanted. You just have to add a little bit more vinegar. And yeah, there you go. So this here is the 440 I got. I pulled out of a RV. Yep. That's the money shot right there. 6-pack pistons. Or rods anyways. So this is one I did a little while ago. Same thing with the vinegar solution. You know, so basically it was seized up the same way as that 413 was. And I had one very bad cylinder right here. You can't see it too clearly in here, but this cylinder is actually very pitted. Very pitted. So probably have to be bored big time, or I don't know, sleeved maybe. Or maybe this isn't the one. Maybe it's the one on the other side. It's been a while since I've seen this motor, so check the other side real quick. Yeah, right there. You can see lots of rust damage. So that's going to have to be totally machined right out. I'm hoping 40 over will do it. If not, then I'm looking at possibly sleeving this motor, or getting another block somewhere. What kind of block? I have no idea. Oh yeah, here we go. Probably see that one pretty clear there. Let me just clean that out a little bit. Get a light doing a little shadow dance there, and hopefully I can get that thing to show out. Basically, yeah, there's big. Yeah, right there. See that? See how warm? See how bad that is? That's like right in there. That one was bad. That was very bad. So this engine, I think, might be worse than that 413 was. And after this one here, I had sitting for about 6 to 7 days each side. I don't really remember, but yeah, they came out with a little more, with a little bit of persuasion. They actually came out, and yeah, so that's what the rings look like afterwards. Pistons themselves, the one is shot for sure. Might be able to clean up a couple of these, but really, you can see they're all rusted right in. So, a couple of them aren't bad, but basically I'll need new pistons for it and everything anyways. So, that's there's a 440 out of a motorhome. So it's got the RV cam, the, yeah, you've already seen these. And somewhere the crank is around here somewhere too. Oh, there it is. And it's a steel crank as well. Good parts engines. Picked it up for dirt cheap. So there you have it. That's what it kind of looks like after you've hit it with vinegar after a while and freed it up and then cleaned it out after. I also got a 383 over there I got to do as well. Good times. So it's been another couple of days in that solution, and wow, look at that. More lifted out of there. That's kind of neat. So, giving another little bit of a clean out and hone job. Spilt a little bit of that in there, shaking the engine or whatever. So that's just sitting on the surface. You can probably wipe it off with your fingers. So clean them up a little bit more and then give this another buff job. And then we'll start on the other ones. Just using, just clean them up a little bit here again. And just give it just a little bit of a shot of your favorite penetrating oil. Whatever you decide to do. Just let that sit for a couple of minutes or half an hour or whatever. And then we'll go on to the other side. But I was just thinking about, I was reading some stuff on forums about these engines and how much of a pain in the ass it is to get parts for them, even though they're pretty much the same thing, 413, 426, and 440. But I guess the 413 pistons are apparently very pricey to get a hold of. So now I'm thinking, because these here blocks are both used for 426 as well, I wonder how much the 426 pistons would be. And you know, depending on how bad these cylinders are, just punch them out for those, put those pistons in, and yeah, just bolt her up. Or even a 440 for even a 440 would even kind of, they're pretty big. And that's probably the main reason why a lot of people just say, screw it, take these 413s, get rid of them, scrap them out, use them for parts, whatever, for the 440 instead. I guess it's a lot cheaper to get parts for. At least that's what I'm reading. Also, you can see on here, this is from that 440 I busted loose. You can see here, even with that, you can see I haven't really cleaned anything up on these either. So you still see all the markings where the rust was. And where the rust usually sits is usually that top ring. You know, and then it'll seep in here and get down into the other rings sometimes too. But usually the other rings are not really that seized on there. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But more than likely, depending on how long the engine was sitting, where it was sitting, it's usually that top ring that seizes in there, and that's why you can't break it loose half the time. You know, in the case of that 440, I had two of these cylinders. They were really bad. They were rusted beyond the rings, so they would have been rusted all the way down. So all these rings were actually rusted onto the cylinder wall. The rest of them were just basically the top ring. So 6 out of 8 will look like that sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky and they're all just surface, and then you can clean them up and reuse the whole engine, which is awesome when that happens, but Never, ever, ever count on that. Because you never know. You never know. Well, that's a positive sign. Solution is actually coming through here. That means this cylinder is probably not even that seized. That's good. Well, we'll see what happens here. Cool.